Let me now take this opportunity also to open to the floor. I think we still have, I'm looking at you, we still have some 10-15 minutes.
About 5-10 minutes.
So it's very good if, I think we have some microphones around. And please introduce yourself so that we know who you are when you ask your question or when you give your comment. Who wants to start?
Walter Coddington, Human Line Market Research. This question is for Mr. Tarita. Can you please tell me what USAID's role or responsibility is in your partnership?
Actually, the collaboration with USAID is quite interesting for us. When we try to establish distribution model for this nutrition supplement, actually USAID proposed that this should be a sustainable business. That means they recommended us to contact social marketing company so that we can really establish a sustainable distribution model. And we are now testing that model, and it is working very well. So USAID funded this study, which include the monitoring and evaluation of this distribution model.
Other questions? Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Mika Vehnemäki and I come from the Ministry of Finland. The question goes to L'Occitane. When you buy shea butter from the farmers, is there something special that you do in terms of ensuring that the price that you pay is fair, that the wages that the cooperatives pay to their workers or owners are decent, and the kids don't work in the fields, and things like that, working conditions are safe and so on?
Well, to answer your question, simply it's yes, but also that's been a work in progress. So as I mentioned before, we've always been committed to paying more than the market rate for shea butter and more than the fair trade price for shea butter, because we know that fair trade price doesn't always mean great wages, it means better than the average wages. That being said, when you talk about the women who are producing shea butter within a cooperative, the reason why fair trade certification, so going beyond just the price, but the certification is so important, is that we work with organizations like EcoCert, which is one of the world's leading organizations, and especially in Europe, for creating fair trade certification. That helps us to use tried and true practices of creating transparency within the union, so that we know that even if we know how many women are working on shea butter and what is a good wage, but making sure that those women actually receive the wage. So when we first started the fair trade certification, there was a lot of hesitation because it meant changing the entire way that they did business. So even if maybe before all of those wages were going to the women, they really had to rethink the way that their books were done, rethink the way that they report back what they've done, and it's not an easy process for them, and it wasn't always easy for them to understand why that was so important. But in the end, it means that not only do we know that the money's going to the right place, but it also means that now they have practices in place to show all of their customers that that they're fair trade, and so customers who it is a value for them to pay good wages are more comfortable going to them and making a purchase.
Thank you. Are there other questions?
If no one has a question, go ahead. I'll take the last question.
I'm Paul Vertier, Business for Millennium Development. Thanks for your presentation today. We spend a lot of time working with companies trying to get them over the line to do these kind of deals, and it's really great when you guys share why you do these things with those of us that are in the NGO sector, because I think understanding the motivations of business is really key to getting these kind of things up. Just a quick question around employees, other employees within your company. Are these projects that you've talked about today, are they a source of pride for employees inside of the company? And do they help with employee motivation and retention inside your companies?
Very briefly.
I think our project in Ghana really motivate our employees. Actually, employees are more proud of being a part of this project, and that will be a good motivation for them.
For DSM, it absolutely is a point of pride for our employees for the projects we do around nutrition improvement, especially including Cabal, and it's a key recruiting tool we're not even aware of, especially our partnership with WFP. That we've seen that more than anything else, other than the global experience they can get or anything else, people come to us to want to work for DSM because they know we have a partnership with WFP. So it really is a key tool we try to harness.
It's absolutely a source of pride within L'Occitane as well. I'll just give the example. We do a survey every year to ask our employees what they think of working for L'Occitane, what they would like to change, what they love about it. And one of the questions is, what are you most proud of? And far and away, the number one answer is the work that the L'Occitane Foundation is doing, both with our Shea Butter partnership and with all of our suppliers. So it's absolutely a key source of pride.
I think here at BCTA, we've seen many companies like yourself struggle with how to think about innovation. So I would like to address the question to all the panelists. How do you find the next product, like Shea Butter, Cocoa Plus, and for WFP, what is the next new process, and how do you think about it?
Yeah, actually, the innovation is really the key for this project. And to create really the innovation which is suitable for the BOP market, we really need to have a collaboration with BOP people. That means collaboration with local food company and local universities to really understand the needs for the BOP market people is really the key for the innovation, I think. Thank you.
I second Mr. Torito's statement that I think being part of the BOP and engaging the BOP is a crucial driver for us for innovation, because we cannot grow, we cannot continue to be successful without understanding their needs and understand how to address those needs. And innovation stands at the heart of it. Although there's nothing new you could do about micronutrients, there's always something new you could do to deliver them in the way and how people need them in that particular region or that particular country.
As a cosmetics brand, which is obviously an incredibly competitive industry, it's always important to be looking for the next ingredient or the next ingredient or place to source an ingredient. And I would say that the way that L'Occitane has always operated is to first listen to the experts of the ingredient, so the producers and the people who have been doing this for years. And just one of my favorite examples is a gentleman who we work with to source our peony fragrance from. And cosmetic companies have been working for years trying to find out how to take the peony flower, which is so gorgeous, and create a scent from it, because the petals aren't particularly fragrant, the stem doesn't create a lot of fragrance, but it's such a beautiful flower, and it's so it has great essence. And we actually went to the peony guru in Provence and worked with him for over a year to understand all of the things that can come from a peony flower, and ultimately we were able to source an extract from the root of the peony. And when we first brought it back to him, he smelled it and he just started sobbing, because he was like, "This is it, and this reminds me of my father and working in the nursery when I was a child, and as he was grafting the roots." So it's really not, it's innovation that came from the brand, but it's really innovation that came from listening to somebody who really understands the ingredient that they're working with.
Well, for us in World Food Programme, we are pursuing innovation in many areas. Obviously, what's driving us is that we know that there are more than 870 million hungry people in the world today. So we need to constantly work in innovative ways to serve them better. As I was saying, the Purchase for Progress is a very innovative project. We also have very innovative projects, as we have seen with our private sector partners, because we feel that it's so important that all the resources available in order to address the hunger challenges in the world are put on the table and are complementing each other. We are also obviously working very innovative when it comes to trying to raise resources, because we don't have the resources it takes to respond to all the needs that we would like to respond to. And that's again where I think innovative partnerships with the private sector is extremely important, because the private sector can bring resources to the table, not only as money, but as ideas, as in kind, so that we together can better serve these people. One thing I just want to end by saying is when it comes to innovation, I just came back from Lebanon and Jordan, and as you know, that's probably the largest and most challenging humanitarian crisis in the world today, the Syria crisis. In Lebanon and Jordan, both countries hosting very many refugees. In Lebanon, it's a small country. It's hosting more than 700,000 refugees. And in Jordan, almost the same. These refugees, normally the World Food Programme would hand out food packets. But with these refugees, we are using cash and voucher. So instead of just giving food, we can give the refugees a voucher, a food voucher, so that the refugee can go and buy her own food in a shop, which is very good to see because it's dignified, and the refugees can make their own decisions. We're now moving into e-cards, so the refugee will have an account on the card and can go to a shop and then swipe the card and buy the food. And I think these innovative ways of feeding people is very, very encouraging. And of course, in these projects, we are partnering with banks and other actors that have the technology that is needed in order to make this happen. So yeah, I think I want to end with that. Thank you.